Hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm gonna try something new here. I'm gonna start a series on my channel where every month I talk about a Criterion Blu-ray that I already own. The first Criterion Blu-ray that I ever owned was Punch Drunk Love, as you can see right here. It's a gorgeous little baby right here. Okay, so Punch Drunk Love is one of my favorite romance movies of all time because it explores romance not as a pastime from which we derive pleasure and cheeriness, but more of a reason to live, a reason to fight, a reason to keep going, even when the odds are against us. That's what Punch Drunk Love explores. It follows a protagonist, Barry Egan, who struggles with not being able to socialize and communicate with other people. He's emotionally volatile, he deals with anxiety, and he is sort of thrust into this situation where he is scammed by someone that pretends to be a sex caller, and they try to scam him out of his money. At the same time, he falls in love with this girl Lena that he meets, and throughout the movie we see him try to deal with this internal conflict of how can I overcome my own insecurities to find and acquire the love that I need and deserve, while at the same time dealing with this external conflict between him and this group of scammers that's going after him for his money. This is one of Paul Thomas Anderson's earliest works. It's clear that his style, his sense of characterization, his sense of creating mood, those aspects of his directorial style were still in development. And nonetheless, Punch Drunk Love really succeeds at showing character transformations in ways beyond just the screenplay. The way the film opens is brilliant because it establishes everything we need to know about our protagonist, Barry. It establishes his fear, his insecurity, his desire to be alone, but also his desire to not be lonely, how those two desires clash constantly throughout this film. Barry is heavily represented by the color blue in this movie, and when he meets Lena for the first time, she's dressed up all in red. What does this symbolize? Is it supposed to just represent ideas, opposing ideas, attracting each other? Or is it something even deeper, something that we cannot even describe? An emotion, two emotions that feel compatible to each other, that are complementary to each other. That's what this movie sort of explores. As the movie goes on, we also learn that Barry is a character that deals heavily with anxiety, with mental illness, with emotional volatility. And Paul Thomas Anderson captures anxiety really well in this movie. Anxiety isn't just hyperventilating and breathing and sweating. Anxiety in this film is personified by the events, the erratic activities of the workplace where Barry lives. A cacophony of noises, each noise trying to crowd the other one out. That's what anxiety is all about. It's about thoughts and ideas and emotions clashing and overwhelming each other. And Paul Thomas Anderson does a very good job of capturing what this anxiety feels like in this film. I have to give Adam Sandler a lot of props for what he did with this movie and with this performance, because we know him as the typical angry, loose, cannonballish sort of slapstick comedian or slapstick comedy actor, but we've never seen him in a role that is as dramatic as this, and yet he's also still perfect for this role because there is a level of sardonicism infused throughout this movie in regards to, well, what is the meaning of love? What is the meaning of life? There are funny moments in this movie that are really dark. There are a lot of WTF moments that Adam Sandler just kills. He destroys these moments so well. He's incredibly convincing as this character. I really love the score in this film. It is the perfect mix of euphonious classical melodies as well as discordant noises that come together quite beautifully. Again, these musical numbers reflect the clashing emotions of harmony and discord. This relationship between harmony and discord play a huge role in carrying this film's emotion and drama and thematic elements. Now, focusing on the Criterion Blu-ray specifically, inside you obviously have the Blu-ray disc, but you also have a pamphlet that contains some images, some stills from the movie, as well as some descriptions and a video, and not a video essay, and an essay about the film. Here's the list of, so let me show you. This is the whole essay printed out on this paper, which, by the way, the background of this pamphlet is actually the overture artwork shown at the beginning of the film after the opening scene. I think this Criterion Blu-ray is definitely worth buying. In fact, I don't think Punch Drunk Love exists in any other Blu-ray format besides the Criterion format. Furthermore, I also think the special features are worth looking at. In terms of the Blu-ray video quality, it's fantastic. The colors radiate so well off the screen, so I really appreciate what Criterion did with the restoration of this film. I hope that this movie becomes a romance it already is a romance classic, but I hope that it stays a romance classic for the rest of eternity, because it absolutely deserves that status. And yeah, I love this movie very much. I give this movie wholeheartedly 5 out of 5, and yeah, I hope you really buy this Criterion. It is a really solid purchase. You can wait for the Barnes & Noble Criterion sale that sells it for 50% off. So normally this would be $40, which I know it is a hefty price, but when the Criterion Blu-ray, when the Barnes & Noble Criterion Blu-ray sale swings by, you can get this for half the price, $20. $20 for this disc, which I think is a huge bargain considering the fact that it's a Criterion disc. You know, not every movie gets to be a Criterion movie. Secondly, all of the special features available on this disc, and outside of this disc, on paper, this pamphlet right here, it's worth looking at. Do consider buying this. It's a really good Blu-ray. So, yeah, I hope you all enjoy this video. I hope I have convinced you to at least consider buying this Blu-ray, because it has really cool stuff in there. And yeah, this movie is a 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10. I like to rate things out of 10 nowadays. It's a 10 out of 10 movie for me. Look forward to this series. I'm gonna be doing this every month. So far, I have about 8 Criterions, so I'm set for 8 months until I have to start buying more Criterions to talk about. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Have fun, stay safe, and obladi oblada.